What's going on, guys? Today I'm showing some gameplay from The Evil Within. This is about midway through the game. There shouldn't really be any big story spoilers. I'll be cutting around some instances when the gameplay is a little slow, where I died, which happened a lot. So I was a little skeptical of this game. I played it at the GameStop Expo about 2 months ago and was not really a fan of it. Thought it looked crappy, the controls were stiff, the camera was too close to the character, and it didn't really scare me. Now that I've spent about 6 hours with it, I can say that it's better than I was expecting, but does still have some glaring problems. First off, the graphics are pretty disappointing. This definitely looks like a game that was designed for the PS3 a few years ago and then ported to the PS4. Lip syncing is terrible, the frame rate can dip, and everything is just sort of meh. I can't wait for the day when we stop getting ported games on the new consoles. The controls are also pretty sluggish, but once you get used to them, it feels a lot like Resident Evil 4 and 5. You can move while shooting, but you're not very accurate, so I wouldn't recommend it. You also have an extremely limited sprint when you start out. I think it's around 3 to 4 seconds. You have this little meter that shows how much energy you have left, and if you deplete it completely, your character just stops and has to stand there and catch his breath for a few seconds. This will usually lead to your death if you're being chased by enemies. Obviously, the developer wanted the controls to be a little challenging just to make it so you can't go around headshotting every enemy like you're a cast member of The Walking Dead. The main draw to this game for me was the horror aspect. Not only do I love survival horror games and horror movies, but it's October, which is the perfect time to play a new game like this. If you're someone who likes to be scared by having ghosts or demons just popping out at you, then you're probably not going to get scared by this. The Evil Within is more focused on setting up a creepy, unsettling atmosphere and letting you think about what could be around the next corner. While most enemies look like zombies or something out of a Hellraiser film, there are a few boss enemies who take much more damage and look really cool until they kill you over and over again. You're going to die in this game, and you're going to die probably over 100 times. Whether it be turning a corner and being ambushed by enemies, running from enemies and tripping a trap that's conveniently placed to insta-kill you, or just figuring out how to hurt one of the boss characters, you'll be dying a lot. This is very much a trial and error game. It doesn't tell you the weakness of bosses or if you can even hurt them at the time. Do you run or do you try and fight? Death is the only way you will know for sure that what you did was probably wrong.
Looks loose.
If you do choose to fight, you're going to need to be stocked up on ammo, which is extremely hard to find. The game doesn't outright tell you this, but you should probably try to stealth kill as many enemies as you can. Save your ammo for the boss fights or when you're stuck with a swarm of enemies coming at you. It also doesn't help that your melee attack is pretty much useless and will just lead to you getting killed. Be sure to break every box and search every room you find. There are random drops of ammo, scrap parts for creating arrows for your crossbow, and this green ooze that you will use to upgrade your character. The more you search, the more of a chance you'll have at surviving.
Oh shit.
The worrying type, I see.
So speaking of upgrading your character, the system in this game is very rewarding. When you look into a broken mirror, you're taken to this asylum. Here you can upgrade your character, save your game, and open these lockers, which I'll talk about in a second. Like I said, you'll find this green ooze that you can eventually exchange to upgrade your character or weapons. I'd personally recommend upgrading your sprint and your pistol critical chance and damage at first. Once you unlock more guns, you can decide which you like best and focus on that. Usually I'd say upgrade your maximum health and how many health syringes you can carry at a time, but not in this game. I don't think I've ever been at full health or had more than one syringe at a time. That's how rare they can be. There are also hidden keys you can collect which will open lockers in your save area. These lockers can contain random items such as ammo, green ooze. It's great to open a locker and refill your pistol ammo, and if you don't use it all, you can leave it and come back later and grab it. It's a nice little feature that rewards you for keeping an eye out for these keys. I know I'm only about halfway through the game, but I feel comfortable recommending this game to anyone who's a fan of Resident Evil 4 or survival horror games. Once you get used to the controls and go into it knowing it's not going to win any awards for how it looks or plays, there's some fun to be had here. It's almost like a best of the survival horror genre. Limited supplies? Check. Chainsaws? Check. The constant feeling that you probably won't survive your next encounter? Check. If you're dying for a game like this to play during the Halloween season, then go pick this up. But if you're fine with waiting a while and saving it for the summer, I think you could probably wait for a price cut. There's plenty of content. The campaign is supposed to be around 20 hours, as well as 2 story DLC packs and a mode where you can play as one of the bosses in the game. Maybe they'll even release a Game of the Year edition. So what do you guys think of The Evil Within? And what are some of the scariest games or movies that you like to play in October? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe for more gameplay and reviews, and thanks for watching.